Drawing and painting. Now these two things are what I love to combine in my artwork. So here's a demonstration of how I build up layers and combine drawing with painting. So it's a fine sort of dance between drawing, and which is just really creating a line, and then sort of using the paint to obliterate the drawing a little bit, so that you have, in the end, you have a work that is really lovely in terms of the paint quality, but also has a lovely line that you have drawn into the work as well. So here I am. I've done a drawing and now I've sort of obliterated it with the blue. You can still see it a little bit, but I'm bringing in transparent paint and also opaque paint so that I'm building up those layers. And now I'm drawing with a yellow pencil and just changing the colour, changing the type of line, and also changing what I'm drawing, so it's a different type of plant in this drawing. So using the pencil like this is different from the way I've just used it, so that adds another point of difference to this. And then sort of matching up that colour with a nice warm sort of greeny, yellowy, ochre sort of colour. Now I can come in and draw on top of that. So if you look through this drawing, you can still see the white line that I started with. You can see the yellow line, and lines are just being layered upon each other. Just as you lay a paint upon each other, layer upon layer, I'm doing the same with the drawing and the line. And keeping bits, covering bits over, integrating it into the paint so that neither the paint nor the drawing is more important than the other. I'm trying to give them equal sort of priority and value in this little sketchbook work. So now I'm creating a different type of painting. This time I'm painting the actual plant and making the shapes, negative, positive shapes of those leaves. Okay, so this is an oil stick, and I'm drawing again right over the top. I really like this colour with those soft greens, and I decided to sort of repeat the same sort of line. The lines that I had been drawing before were very sort of random, sort of describing the plant. This time I just sort of decided to use those lines to form a little bit of a pattern. Okay, now we're bringing in some black, and I'm wanting to get some depth, some tonal value and depth down here in this drawing. I want the paint to be solid, and I also want it to be soft in parts as well. And so while it's wet, I'm just drawing through the paint, and because the black paint is so solid, the idea of drawing a very tiny little plant that's a nice opposite. So I like those two things together. And now just sort of softening those edges, integrating it, and making that black area slightly smaller. Spreading that paint, that colour around a little bit so that it's not just one area. And now I've put down a really dark colour, so now I want to put down a light colour. So I'm thinking about value contrasts here. And I'm going to spread this around and push it through these the lines that I've got underneath there. And now using the end of my colour shaper, I'm drawing with that. So you don't just have to use a pencil. Okay, lights and darks, bringing in those strong contrasts. Now I'm bringing in quite a saturated colour. All the colours have been quite muted, so I'm sort of balancing out this with a bit of saturation. And just a little bit of drawing over the top. Remember, I want the paint and the drawing to be equally sort of as important. So nothing is going to dominate. And now I'm sort of looking at the whole composition of this page, and I'm trying to create some really strong light and dark contrast, some shapes into the drawing so that as a visual drawing it looks good on the page. And there we are. Lots of lovely lines, lots of lovely paint.